This video is about IRS Form 8938, who is required to file, and what are the rules for who needs to file. Now, do not confuse Form 8938 with the FBAR form known as FinCEN Form 114. If you need to file Form 8938, then you will almost definitely need to file the FBAR as well, since the FBAR has a lower reporting threshold than the 8938. This video is only about people who are U.S. citizens and resident aliens who are required to file U.S. taxes and have bank or brokerage accounts outside of the U.S. It includes people who live in the U.S. and people who live outside of the U.S. I do not know the specifics for corporations, partnerships, and trusts, so that is outside the scope of this video. As you may know, the FBAR filing threshold for every U.S. person, whether they live in the U.S. or outside of the U.S., is that the combined highest value of your accounts during the year has to exceed $10,000 in U.S. dollars. The threshold for the IRS Form 8938 is different. For people living in the U.S., you are required to file if the total value of assets was more than $50,000 on the last day of the tax year, or more than $75,000 at any time during the year. This is for single people or married couples who file separately. If you are married and filing jointly, then you just double these numbers. So the total value of assets has to be more than $100,000 on the last day of the tax year, or more than $150,000 at any time during the year. For people living outside the U.S., you are required to file if the total value of assets was more than $200,000 on the last day of the tax year, or more than $300,000 at any time during the year. This is also for single people or married couples filing separately. If you are married and filing jointly, then you just double these numbers, so the total value of assets has to be more than $400,000 on the last day of the tax year, or more than $600,000 at any time during the year. And if you are living outside of the U.S., make sure you meet that definition, which is a U.S. citizen who has been a bona fide resident of a foreign country or countries for an uninterrupted period that includes an entire tax year, or a U.S. citizen or resident who is present in a foreign country or countries at least 330 full days during any period of 12 consecutive months that ends in the tax year being reported. I know that sounds really confusing, so make sure you get it right if you are claiming to live outside the U.S. So what do you have to report on the 8938? You have to report your interest, dividends, royalties, and gains and losses on those foreign accounts. You also have to report the highest value in each account during the year in US dollars. And to do this, simply find the highest value during the year in each account and convert it into US dollars by using the yearly rate published at the Bureau of Fiscal Service at www.fiscal.treasury.gov. And what is not required to be reported? Anything not held in a financial account. That means if you own a house or an apartment outside of the country, that's not required to be reported. Also, if you own cash or gold and silver in your hand physically, or in a safe deposit box, or in your apartment outside of the country, those are also not required to be reported. And that also goes for FBAR requirements as well. It's the same. So let's look at an example of Form 8938. Put the calendar year here, 2019. Your name, your social security number or tax ID, the total number of accounts you're reporting here, the number of continuation statements. So let's say you're reporting banks and brokerage accounts. If you have more than one, then you will put one continuation statement for each one in addition to just one. So if you have two, there'll be one continuation statement. So in this case, I have 4 accounts, so there'll be 3 continuation statements. This form is 3 pages long. If you need to do continuation statements, you need to attach the 3rd page of this form to this form. So you need some kind of PDF editor like Adobe. And if you don't have that, then you'll be stuck, I don't know, printing out paper copies and scanning them or something like that. So what I do is I don't have Adobe editor. I have this program called Free PDF, and it also edits PDFs. So I'll do that in this example. So total amount, let's say it's $200,000, maximum value of all the deposit accounts. Were any deposit or custodial accounts closed during the tax year? No. Other foreign assets, leave that alone. This is just about bank accounts and brokerage accounts in this video. So you would put any interest, dividends, royalties, or other income from your foreign accounts. Scroll down. So here's part V is where you put your bank and brokerage account information. So whether it's a bank or a brokerage account, you put deposit, you put your account number here, and the maximum value of the account during the tax year in US dollars. And again, if your account is not in US dollars, you need to convert it by using that conversion website, Bureau of Fiscal Service. So just convert that, put it here, and it asks you if you are using a foreign currency exchange rate to convert the value of the account into US dollars, hit yes, and put what the original account is denominated in this case Singapore dollars, the exchange rate 1.345, and US Department of Treasury website is your source. All right, so here's the details. Bank number 100 Maple Street, Singapore, Singapore City in Singapore country. 123456 is the zip code, let's say. So part 6, other foreign assets. I leave this blank, that doesn't apply to me. This is, like I said, is a simple video only about bank accounts and brokerage accounts. So scroll down to the 3rd page, and this is the first continuation statement. So meaning this is your second account. So you put your name and social security number again, your account number, type of deposit, and you put the maximum value of the account. And did you use a currency exchange rate to convert the value into US dollars? Yes. Again, same information here. Your brokerage account name, the address, the city, the country, whatever. Right? So that's it. That's the 3 pages. Now, if you have more than just 2 accounts, you need to be able to stitch these together and add it as a 4th and 5th page to this document here. So this is the third page, which is the first continuation statement, and what I'm going to do is add 2 more pages to this 3-page document so that it's a total of 5 pages. So I'm going to open up and grab the third page from another document, 8938, that I filled out already, just the third page. So I'm going to grab the third page and add it here. So insert only page 3 to 3, and placement is going to be after the last page. So I do that, and now you see I have 4 out of 4 pages, and this is continuation statement 2. So here's another account, bank account, Singapore dollars, and let's do one more. So it's going to be a 5-page document. So here's my other sample, and I'm going to do the same thing, pages 3 to 3, and after the last page. So it's going to add that. You see I got continuation statement page number 3 now, and here's a different account, brokerage account in Canadian dollars, blah blah blah, whatever, and it's 5 out of 5 pages. So now my 8938 form is 5 pages long, which includes 2 bank accounts and 2 brokerage accounts, and that's how you do the continuation statements and extending the document to add pages to it. So that's how you do this form, and you will save some money with your accountant if you do it yourself, as well as the FBAR, but that's not why I do it. I like to do it myself because I want to make sure that it's right and that the conversions from foreign currencies are correct and the high watermark and all of that stuff, because the fines for not filing these correctly, or at least willfully not filing correctly, are really high. So I just want to make sure that I do everything correctly, and I don't really want to trust my accountant that's a lot of times just plugging in numbers from my from my statements, from my brokerage accounts or whatever. So I want to make sure that I get it right. So that's why I do these myself, as well as the FBAR. So if you like that video, then give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you found this video helpful, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching.